Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you are new here, welcome. I'm your host, Daniel James, and today I want to share with you something a little bit special. Yesterday, I did a live workshop for a group of people that have been involved in my 5-day kickstart for 2024. Each day, they received a workshop, and at the end, there was a Q&A. Part of the Q&A, I got asked a question which then led me to elaborate on something I've never spoken about before. There's people in my personal life that I'm very close to that did not know about this. So then I decided to put a workshop together to harness it for other people. And because it went down so well, I want to share it today with you. And this is talking about how to leverage negative energy. Online, there's so much stuff about using motivation, getting motivation, looking at the positives. But sometimes your life can be shrouded in negativity, and it can become all-consuming. So today I'm going to give you an alternative on how to harness this negative energy so that you can be more productive with your life, get out of the slump that you are in, and stick it to the people that have tried to put you down. Now, before I begin, I want to be very, very clear. This is not the gold standard that I teach. This is just another option because I have leveraged this twice in my life, and it's some of the most powerful results that I've ever had. However, I always believe in the positivity. Start there, leverage that. But sometimes we get stuck, we can't, and we need an alternative. And unfortunately, people don't talk about this enough. So today I want to talk to you about harnessing negativity. So we value the idea of motivation because motivation gets you somewhere in the moment. But here's the thing, motivation won't keep you there. This is one thing we really need to understand. Yes, motivation gets you going, but motivation will not keep you there. And this is then when discipline kicks in. But we need to cultivate the skill of discipline. People think they're either born with discipline or they're not born with discipline. Discipline is a skill, meaning that it is something you develop the more you do it. You develop discipline by doing the things that require discipline. Just like becoming more patient, that's a skill. You build patience by doing things that require patience. But discipline is about doing the things that you know you need to do when you don't feel like doing them. So motivation gets you going. Discipline is what keeps you there. So today we're going to talk about a different form of motivation. We're going to talk about the negative form of motivation, which most people don't talk about and therefore cannot use. But how do we get going if we have no initial motivation? Simply create it. If you don't have motivation, I'm going to show you today how you can create motivation to get you going. This dark energy, this dark negative energy is an unlimited energy source that we all have. Now, when I first mentioned this in the Q&A, someone basically said I sound like Professor Snape, like harnessing this dark energy. But again, I'll make it very, very clear. It's not magic, it's not woo-woo, it's nothing crazy like that. Again, it's just harnessing the negativities in our life. We all use this, but it's normally in a way that harms us and it stops us making progress. So you're using this energy right now, whether or not you're aware of it. The problem is if you're not aware of it, you won't be using it to push your life forward. You'll actually be using it to hold you back. So once we become aware of this and the technique on how to harness this, we can then use it to progress and move our life forward. Because this energy is savage. This source of energy is absolutely savage when it's directed properly. And Michael Jordan knew this. A lot of the great sports people know this. If you haven't watched the documentary The Last Dance on Netflix, go and watch it. Michael Jordan talks about how he harnesses this negative energy. The guy literally used to make up stories about what his competitors used to say. So the people he was playing against, he would make stories in his head about how they'd insult his mother or something like that. And then he would harness this negative energy to then go into savage mode and then absolutely just rip up the league. A lot of these pro sports athletes use this. Elon Musk is another example. He harnesses that negativity towards his dad. If you ever hear him talk about it, he's got some negativity towards his dad. He harnesses that negative energy to propel him forward. Because you potentially, I don't know you personally, but potentially you've got a lot of negative energy tapped up and stored, which you're not using. And it actually may be crippling you. So you've got potentially so much energy stored up that you could harness to give you that jump start that you need, because that's all this is. This is a jump start. You don't live in this negative energy. You use it as a jump start. You use it to get you going. That is what motivation is for, to get you going on the path. You don't stay there. You don't live there. All those hurtful comments that you've received in your life. Maybe your partner's leaving you. Any time that you were wronged, lied to, cheated on, all of that stuff, all of that leads to negative energy being created. That creates negative energy. The anger, the hatred, the jealousy, the rage, whatever it is, that is all energy. All emotions is energy in motion. So this energy is created. The problem is we don't know what to do with it. So we need to know how to harness it. Otherwise, it will literally fuck us up. That's what it will do. Because if we've got this uncontrolled rage, this uncontrolled anger, and we're just spewing out into the world, that will consume us. But if we just take a step back, harness it use it in a direction that pushes us where we want to go, then we leverage all this negativity from other people. So we take all that negativity, all that frustration, all the things that piss us off. But here's the thing, we don't lash out at the people who caused it. Because if we do that, we're then giving them back our energy. There's energy vampires and mood hoovers out there. What are they? They're people that feed off this stuff. So it could be that the person that has said that thing to you or done that thing to you wants the reaction. They feed off that negative energy. We all know people out there that feed off the negativity. They feed off the jealousy, the gossip, the hatred. They feed off it. So if that person has given you something, you've created this energy, don't then give your energy back to them. Keep your energy. Use your energy. Use it to better your life. Use that energy to move you forward. Don't let them cripple you. Don't give your energy away. Take it, put it into a file in your mind, and then when you feel lazy or feel like quitting or not doing the things you know you need to do to move your life forward, go to that file and list out everything that was said or done to you. Go to that file and then harness the energy you find there to go and take, here's the key thing, productive action to move your life forward. This is the key. This is how you harness it. Because you'll have done all this stuff before. You'll have gone to that file and you've repeated it. But you just sit there in anger. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, please smash that thumbs up button. It helps with YouTube algorithm to get the video out there to help more people that may need to hear this message. If you don't want to miss any future episodes, hit that subscription button. And now back to the episode. You've all used this energy before. You've used it where someone has told you you can't do something. And you're like, what do you mean I can't do something? You've used it. This is the same energy. And it feels different. When you're leveraging other people's comments towards you and the wrongdoings, when you are taking that productive action to prove them wrong, it's a different form of energy. It feels very, very different. This is why I say use it with caution. So you take the negative, you sit with it, you remember it, file it away, and when you need it, so again, only when you need it, not all the time, when you need it, use it for productivity. So, how do we organize this? Number one, the question you need to ask yourself is, what is your mission? What is your mission? What are you trying to accomplish in life? What are you trying to create in life? What are you trying to build? Who are you trying to become? Answer these questions. Take a screenshot, do what you need to do. Answer these questions. Get very, very clear on the answer here. Define your mission. Where is it that you're trying to go? Because if we're going to use this energy to move us forward, we need to know, where are we going? Where are we directing it to? You don't want to be a ship that's just bobbing in the sea. Get your direction. Where's your north? Where am I going? What's my mission? And some of these questions will help you. Question 2. Clearly define the point that you are trying to prove. Who are you proving it to? Is it the world? Yourself? Are you trying to prove a point to yourself? Because that's powerful. Maybe your parents, teacher, cousins, ex-partner. Write it down and be really, really honest. Because we all need a point to prove. What point are you trying to prove? What are you trying to prove? You're good enough, smart enough, clever enough, that you can achieve things without support of other people? What are you trying to prove? What point is it? Be honest. The more honest you are with these questions, the more clear you're going to get, the more clarity you've got. It makes it even more powerful. Give details. Number 3, who is the enemy? What is the enemy that you're fighting against? Now, this can be a who or a what. Again, it could be a business competitor. So you take all this negativity people have said to you before, and then you're using it against, keyword here, against, not actually against them in your mind, against your competitor. If you're a sports athlete, you're using it against the competitor you're playing against. Again, it could be a cause like sexism, racism, corruption. You use that, that's the enemy. That is what you're driving against. Or it could be a person. It could be your ex. That's your enemy. But here's the thing. Someone asked a fantastic question here on the live Q&A that followed this. If you're making it about person, does that then not give that person power? And maybe makes it hard for you to get over that person? Yes. So don't necessarily make it about the person. Make it about the comments that they said. So if you need someone to focus on, like, because again, sometimes you need a person. But if this is a person, let's say, for example, you have kids and it's your ex-partner they've always got to see. If you leverage that person, then they're constantly changing, so it won't really work. But if it's a person that's left your life, like an ex-partner, for example, you can have that image in your mind, but just remember the comments. You're leveraging those comments. That's the enemy. That right there. That version, that person that said that to me. I hope that makes sense. It's the comments, not necessarily the person. The comments, what was said to you. Because that person, yes, it may fill you with rage, but the comments that they said and the way that they made you feel, that right there, that's the powerful energy you want to harness, not just a thing. You're not making it about the person, but here we need to direct it at something. So if you direct it at that person, it's this concept of this person, not specifically the person. Like Michael Jordan, that person had done nothing wrong to him. He just created the story to, in his head, use it to leverage and motivate him. So now we have this 3-point checklist. How do we actually use it? So when you feel frustrated, unmotivated, or like you aren't good enough, go back and review your 3-point list. Read the list and sit to think about it. Sit there, just think about it. Think about what you're reading and get pissed off by it. Replay all the comments. Remind yourself, this is the mission. This is where I'm trying to go. Remind yourself of all that stuff. And get annoyed. That's okay. First time you hear it, get annoyed. Get pissed off. Create that energy. And then decide what productive action you are going to take to leverage this energy that you have created. Do not sit there in the anger. Do not let the anger cripple you. Get the energy, get that feeling, and then go and take productive action to move your life forward. Don't sit there in the negativity. Don't let it destroy you or distract you like 99% of people do, where they sit there in the anger. They sit there in the negative thought patterns. We talk about it all the time on this channel. Don't allow yourself to sit there in the negative thought patterns. You're using this to harness this. Remember, this is not the gold standard. This is not the preferred way of doing it. This is if you have no other way of motivating yourself to do the stuff you need to do, but you're just sat there full of anger and rage. Because from that place, it's very hard to harness the positivity. So use what you've got. Leverage what you've got to get you going. That's what we're talking about here. Use it to better your life. That is ultimately what I want for you. I want you to be making progress in your life. That's what this whole channel is about. You becoming that best version of yourself. Then as soon as you possibly can, go back to neutral. Get yourself back to neutral and gratitude. Why gratitude? You can't think of a positive and negative at the same time. The negativity, which we've just leveraged, will If you've taken any value from today's episode, don't forget to like and share it with a friend. Until next time, take it easy.